Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, I'm inviting all of you to a coffee shop. But you will pay, I will not pay. Okay, so I'm inviting you all to a coffee shop. So once we enter the coffee shop, we'll see this. Usually, this is what we see. So what we are seeing, young people sitting on a table, sharing their insights, their future plans, and their dreams. They're taking selfies together. On the next table, we'll see this. People in their 40s or 50s discussing their experiences in life and wisdom. But we rarely see this. A young man with a senior person discussing, the young man is discussing his dreams with the senior person, and that person is trying to guide him, mentor him. So I feel there is a gap in seeing such people in a coffee shop or wherever we go. And I can see that gap is widening. So let's make a very quick check here. Who among the audience is above 40? Raise your hands. Okay. Dr. Ali is just raising one finger. So when was the last time you sat with a 20-year-old guy discussing with him his future plans, inspiring him, guiding him, and asking him or directing him to the right path? So we need to ask ourselves that question. Now let's see who's below 40. Oh, everyone except us. Except us. Okay, so those below 40, when was the last time you knocked door to ask for an advice? When was the last time you go seek an advice from a person that is senior to you? Actually, most of this, and forgive me for that, most of this generation, they are waiting for someone to push them forward, which is not realistic and which will not take you anywhere. And I usually say to my students, this is not someone else's job. It's your job. It's my job. It's all of us' job. So I will take you to my lecture theater in the medical school. And I feel you are all familiar with such hall, right? So in this hall, when I enter the hall, I usually lecture 100 plus students at the same time every semester. And if you look at them, if you look at these seats, every seat has a story. Every seat has a struggle, some kind of struggle. Every seat is waiting for someone to ignite that person or that mind. But when you look at the faces, this is the most common face we see. Very nerdy face, they write every single word we say. Even if I cough, they will say, she coughed, in their notes, right? I think medical students here, and they know what do I mean. Lately, I'm seeing this face, which is scaring me, actually. So I'm telling you what I'm seeing in that lecture theater. It's full of stories. And in the past few months, I'm seeing expressionless face with no emotions, nothing. And I need explanation for this. I don't know what does this mean and where are we going with these phases. Anyway, first day of school or classes, usually the lecturer will talk about the assessments and the course outline. But for me, it's not. It's about inspiration. And we spend almost 2 hours, which is the first session with the students, discussing or answering this question: why are we here? And when we ask why we are here, it's not why are we here in the lecture. It's why are we here in this family? Why are we here in the university? Why are we here in the earth? Why are we here in this humanity? Are we adding something, or are we just extra numbers? So are we here in medical school or in university to study, do assessments and get certificates? And I stress on the information that you are not a number. All of you are not a number. You are not an ID. You are not a GPA. You are not a grade in your certificate. Instead, you are a unique individual who has to have a purpose. And who will find that purpose? It's you. It's your responsibility. So based on my mentorship with my students every year after year, I found out these are the main obstacles that our students are facing or our youth are facing, which are, the first is I don't know where to start or what to do. Second is I don't have time. Third is what if I fail? And we'll go through these barriers one by one to show you how to overcome them. So for the question that says I don't know where to start, I'm showing you a Rubik cube. So in one day I entered that same lecture theater and I found a student, she was a female student, fiddling a Rubik cube. And I seized the opportunity, I said, let's make it a competition. I asked her how long it will take to solve the Rubik cube, and she said few seconds. Then I called another guy from the male side. I told him, do you want to compete with her? He said yes. And then we set a timer and everyone was challenging each other. The female won as usual. Females are winners. So the females win by very few seconds. But then everyone was cheering up and the whole theater erupted in cheers. Actually, will the Rubik Cube challenge help them in their medical school? Not at all. It has nothing to do with their medical career. But actually what is important is the lesson itself, which they learned by the learning process. They learned something. They made themselves unique, okay? The dedication to learn something, which is challenging. Rubik Cube is not something easy to learn. So after we discussed this, and it was almost 5 minutes of our session. After that session, after this competition, students started to contacted me through email saying, I started to learn tennis. I started to learn how to write poetry. I started to improving my public speaking skills. So that was a lesson. It cost me 5 minutes of my session and a Rubik Cube. But the impact was the momentum started very fast. And I keep remembering them, or reminding them that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not that much. It's just extra thing you can do to make yourself different. And usually if you want to do something special or something, you make yourself unique, start with small steps, because bigger steps, don't wait for that bigger step to happen. Small steps at a time, at the end you will see yourself after 1 year you gained a lot of skills and you improved a lot of in your personality. And the advice I usually give them, you should build something for yourself and you should have something for your community. Don't be selfish. So for yourself, you can learn a language, you can learn a skill, you can improve something in your personality. But for the society, simply you can smile to everyone. You can say thank you to everyone. You can open the doors for everyone. So just simple act of kindness can make a ripple effect. So now if I ask all of you to close your eyes and think about something you will plan today to start doing from tomorrow, one thing for yourself and one thing for the community. Think about it and plan it ahead. Because once you start it, imagine if every one of us started something and another one will learn from you and another one will learn from you, that will be a ripple effect, and the other name for it is a butterfly effect. Imagine the energy, it will be unstoppable. So please plan it from today. There is nothing that we say it is late. And as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the best of people are those who are most beneficial to others. So try to have something that has impact on the surrounding that are around you. And to make this concept, the hadith from Muhammad ﷺ into life, I will share another story from the same lecture theater. Do you see that white dot in the top there? I don't see it myself. I don't know where did it go. So there was a person or a student sitting in the back seats by himself. Usually in my session, I set the students in groups. And that person was not in the group. He was just in the back seat. He attracted me and I said, what's your name? He said his name. I told him, okay, I will post a question on the screen. I will give you 3 minutes to answer it. He answered it after the 3 minutes. It was correct. And I made a pledge myself. I will call him by his name every lecture. In the next week, I found him in the front seat. And after 4 years, that semester was over, and semester after semester, then after 4 years, he approached me and he said, thank you for calling me by my name. Imagine it, just calling him by his name returned him his confidence. He said, I'm a delayed student, I don't feel belonging to this cohort, and just calling me by my name made me more confident. I felt more seen. Previously, I wasn't. So look around. How many person around us is broken? How many person around us is broken, feeling lonely? They feel unseen, or they need just a simple word of encouragement and appreciation. Your words might make that difference. So please be that person who make that change. The second barrier is, I don't have time. And all medical students, they have this excuse over and over. So for these people who say, I don't have time, let's see these young people. They made a lot of change in the world and very positive impact in the world. How many hours do they have in their days? The same 24 hours that me and you having, right? But because they have a big dream, they live with a purpose, they plan very well, they didn't wait for the perfect moment. They immediately, once they have a plan, they have a purpose, they started. And this made them not paying attention to distractors. And let's look at the distractors. We are living in a moment or in a situation where we are very much distracted. Regardless of which generation you are from, Gen Z, Gen X, millennial, whatever, we are living a very distracted life. Why our life is distracted? Because we are living a phygital life. This is a new term. What is phygital life? It's a life combined the physical life with the digital life. All of us now, after they say your phone's in silence, you don't look at your phones. How many of you are still not looking at his phone? Raise your hand. None. Only one person. You are checking your phones, right? This is the phygital life that we are living. We are distracted all the time. And this digital life is stealing our very strong or very precious asset, which is time. So let's do an experiment here. If you are going to a clinic or to the bank, you got a number and you were seated, and they say the waiting time is supposed to be 1 hour. What you will be doing in the first 5 minutes? Raise your hand if you will be checking your phone. Everyone, which is the truth. Even me, I will do that. So according to latest studies from University of Michigan, they found out 62% of people waiting in public areas, they are picking their phones within 10 seconds. 10 seconds. It's not a big deal. You can do that, which is not a big deal. But if you will be checking something beneficial. So every time I hold my phone, no, before that, so I'll talk about why they are doing this, because it is cheap dopamine. What is cheap dopamine? It is the dopamine, the bolus of dopamine that's raised into your body after being exposed to this short-term excitement. Actually, after getting this cheap dopamine, it will leave you with a distracted mind, emptiness, and overwhelmed, and you will ask for more and more and more, and you will never be satisfied again. So be careful. Instead, you would ask yourself every time you hold your phone, am I helping myself? Am I growing with holding my phone? Is it adding something to my knowledge or to myself? So you can hold your phone, but not to scroll through Instagram or to scroll up and down through TikTok or whatever. You use it for something beneficial. And this was an advice from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said, take advantage of 5 before 5, and most importantly, your free time before your preoccupation. So they would say we don't have free time. I don't believe this excuse for medical students. They have free time. Okay, barrier 3 was, what if I fail? When they tell me what if I fail, I tell them, please do fail. I want you to fail. Why is that? Because it's known that if there is no pain, there is no gain. And it's not the failure that defines you. It's how you respond to that failure. And let me show you an example for this. Do you see this? This is a disease called scoliosis. It's a disease of the spine. It's very critical. To treat this, the only treatment is surgery. And to do that surgery, you need a very specialized person because the area is very critical. You are dealing with nerve. And any error will lead to a devastating outcome. And the treatment is like this. I call it a masterpiece. Converting this curved spine into a straight spine is a masterpiece. But now I will take you to, and I want to ask you to put yourself in the patient's shoes. When the patient went to the surgery and he had this curved spine, will he ask about the GPA of the physician, the surgeon? No. Does he know how many A's or C's or F's in the physician transcript? He doesn't know. He doesn't care about it. What he cares about? He cares about the surgeon skills, dedication, and resilience. Now let's go to the physician shoes. Are you familiar with the shoes? You do. So let's go to the surgeon shoes. Well, after these 8 hours of doing that surgery, standing and all the sweating and all this critical area to operate on, will he remember his grades and his failures? He will not. What he will remember is, he remembers that he did a lot of effort in order to reach this bright moment. And with this, what we want you to reach is a bright moment, regardless of the process of failures or process of hiccups. But the question is, how did he get there? How many sleepless nights he had to go through? How many failures? How many mentors were shouting at him? How many people were closing the door in his face? So many, for sure, so many. But at the end, it was a bright result, and he's proud about it. So I will take you to this quote by Dostoevsky. Actually, my daughter is trying to help me to pronounce it. I wasn't able to. So he says the mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. وهذه from سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم, it's the same. But wait. I have a purpose. I have dedication. I have a plan. But then look around you. Who's surrounding you? Because statistics show you are the average of the 5 people surrounding you. You are the average of 5 people you are following in social media. If they are materialistic, you will be materialistic. If they are negative people, we have negative thoughts, you will be having negative thoughts. If they are living a purposeful life, you will have a purposeful life. So look around. Look now in your mind. Who is surrounding me? Who are the people I'm spending most of my time with? Those people are featuring and shaping your life and your plans. So be careful and choose wisely. So now, all of you, please close your eyes. Imagine if every single person in these seats decide to do something impactful in his society, okay? And he surrounded himself with the people who will help him to reach that goal. Imagine the ripple effect that will start. Imagine not every person in this room, every person in Muscat, every person in Oman, every person in Arab region, every person in Earth. Imagine how this might help the humanity, and it will help us to move and create something bigger in our society. So please, let's stop waiting. We should not wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment in the world. And let's start acting. And let's start that extraordinary ripple effect together. Don't work alone. You should work with someone in order to push each other. And I will end with the same question I started at the beginning. And I usually say to my students, why are you here? Keep asking yourself why I am here all the time, and then you will find a purpose. Thank you.